concept of מלמעלה מורידין אותו, how does that work with free will?
Beautiful. So just the notion of it's you're talking from Rabbi Nachman, right? And Rabbi Nachman, when Rabbi Nachman discusses the ups and downs, the ruts of a show of spiritual experience, so there's a real notion that as things continue, as you grow, and as you get a little bit closer to the finish line of whatever you need to do, Rabbi Nachman was focused on the fact that in human experience, and in Avodah in particular, very often a person will fall down again. And when a person falls after a little bit of progress, so the fall is even more difficult. You see this in process of sobriety as well. That if I have a little bit of progress, so I begin to puff myself up again, and then I'm surprised even more when I fall down again. And so what Rabbi Nachman was doing, and it's no different than the mechanics of Tzimtzum, and it's a commentary on the Kabbalah of the Arizal. But what he's saying is that our Bechira is not so much about what the circumstances in our lives are. Our Bechira is how we react to the circumstances in our lives. And so it's not if I'm trying to not drink alcohol, let's say, and I go to a liquor store, that's not Melav Mouridin אותו. That's human error. It's human error, right? That's not where I should have been at that time. But if a person is doing their best, to one degree or another, to keep themselves within the framework of their stability in whatever circumstances of their lives, and then something comes along outside of my control and disrupts it, leaving me feeling incredibly frustrated, etc., and questioning why God. So there, Rabbi Nachman is explaining that this Yerida, or the process, or the mania, or the prevention, or the tzimtzum, is all only there in order to make the next revelation far greater. So it's Yerida L'tachlis Ha'aliyah. And the way it interacts with our avodah is that our avodah is not where I'm at, or how I am experiencing life right now. My avodah is, am I going to see Hashem here or not? Am I going to be mechazik myself and pick myself up no matter where I am? Because very similar, for Rabbi Nachman, it doesn't matter where you've fallen. It literally, there is no place that a person can fall that one cannot get back up from. No place. There's a tikkun klali, and it's very interesting. In Lubavitch, they don't talk in this lashon, but the Rebbe Rashab refers to as, look, we're at the end of Shov V'Mtat. The Rebbe Rashab refers to as Yesod, as mamish, a tikkun klali. That it's the klalius hakol, the connectivity, the point of essentiality of my life, what I am connecting to. And both, puli amalo pligi, that you're in the dir b'tachtonim l'choshech kaful u'mechupol she'ein tachton yoter tachton mimenu be'inyan hastaras elokus. That there's nothing that blocks a person from getting up the next moment, ever. Ever. What? Hishavi Yipol Tzadik become. I mean, Hishavi Yipol Tzadik is adding, meaning it's not even though, it's specifically because a person has fallen. That's our tzaddik. Is it tzaddik after you fall? Yeah, it's become, but those nefilos reveal even more koyach of the tzaddik. The ability of the tzaddik to get up again, as opposed to the end of the pasuk, which says a rasha falls, one thing knocks a rasha down, and they're done. Because in the rasha's mindset, it's a Cal Ripken Jr. orientation to avodah. The most consecutive days of avodah that I have is the best. While a yid understands that no, every moment is an entirely new reality. Every moment is an entirely new reality, disconnected from what happened before and disconnected from what will happen afterwards. Is that?
What if in the case when the Yerida is also connected to a fellow Jew, and so you're bringing him a Yerida too?
Yeah, tshuva works for everything. Tshuva works for everything, but a person should always be careful not to cause another person to struggle with something. That's b'ahavta l'reacha kamocha.
Could that apply with Melav and Mouridin אותו when a person?
Sure, yeah, but that's already an Indian, and it's a different mechanism of neshamos. It's a different, and it'd be harder to go into it. But the Chazon Ish says that a person, you can daven for another yid. You can daven for another yid to be choser b'tshuva. And that's not considered bittul b'chira. Tefillah is not considered bittul b'chira of the other person. A yid has a koach. Why? Because there's a klal, and the Chidush Harim says this. The Chidush Harim says this, that there might be a gzeira on a person. There might be a gzeira on a person that they don't have this. But if I feel pain for that person, There's no gezerah about my pain. There's no gezerah that I should be in pain as a result of this person's difficulty. So when I daven for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to take my tsar away because of how I see my friend, so mamela, I can have Yeshua. The friend might have a gezerah on them, but I can daven for another person, always.
Yeah.